Welcome back to Say Less with Kaz and Lowkey. I'm your boy Kaz. This is my very nervous and probably frightened friend Lowkey.
Yo, what up? It's Lowkey, straight from New Jersey. Howard University graduate.
Yeah.
And you know why I'm saying that this week.
I'm about to say.
You know why I'm saying that this week.
Oh, man.
You know why I'm saying it. Go ahead, let the people know why I'm saying it, Kaz.
Well, first off, can we introduce who else is here? We got Jake in the back. What up, Jake? We got Eddin Madden the cameras. What's up, Eddin? Shout out to Lions Den Barbershop and Clipside. Well, did I shout out the sound? Whatever. Shout out to Lions Den Barbershop in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Always holding us down.
Right.
Every week. Man, shout out to everybody subscribing to the podcast. Make sure to watch the podcast in its beautiful, full entirety. You go to youtube.com/Kazim. That is youtube.com/KAZEEM. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcast. Shout out to Whistle Sports. Shout out to Brother Networks. And Lo.
Yeah.
Now you can talk your shit.
What's her name? Tell me her name.
Now you can talk your shit.
No, tell me her name.
Y'all about to be insufferable.
Please, tell me her name.
Y'all about to be insufferable.
What's the news that has happened?
Congratulations to Joe Biden's presidential running mate.
Vice presidential running
mate, rather. I'm sorry. I guess it would be his presidential running mate, so it would make her the vice president?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, whatever. We're not
politicians. Semantics.
Yes.
Anyway. Joe Biden
Kamala
knows
Harris.
that he is up against it when it comes to Donald Trump and winning this election. And what happens when men everywhere need help and they're going up against it?
They go and get a beautiful, educated, glorious, super woman, black woman, black Howard graduate woman.
Howard University, anybody knows
Nigga, we can't have homecoming? Oh, so we coming home to the White House. We are coming home to the White House.
Anybody who knows anybody who goes to Howard knows they have such an insatiable level of feeling themselves.
Bro, we waved that fucking bison flag all over the fucking world. I don't care if it's entertainment. I don't care if it's politics. I don't care if it's, religion. I don't care what it is. We come from a cloth that is beautiful, that is different,
keep talking,
that is golden, and now we have a chance. Now we have a chance.
Donate to your boosters.
Right.
Where's that flag, man?
Now we got a chance to shift what America is standing on, how America is being represented. The first first woman black vice president candidate is now in place to be in the White House.
Yeah, and it's in play.
It's in play right now, and she's coming out the gate. She's talking that shit. I was watching her on CNN before I came over here, talking about Trump and Pence ran everything to the ground, bro. And black women gonna read your ass, and she gonna read them boys during the debate. So please, to all my Howard women, specifically all my Howard women, this is what it looks like. This is our future. You are our future. Howard women, you are our future.
Yeah, I love what it means for not just Howard University, but HBCUs everywhere.
Yes.
I feel like right now, we're kind of living in a moment where, as long as I've lived, there's never been more onus on the importance. And it's funny, we started the last episode like, damn, I wish I would have went to HBCU. Like, that's my one life regret. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I would have went to HBCU growing up.
Listen,
and it's crazy going from you see, if you watch the bubble, if you're watching the NBA bubble, Chris Paul's been going super hard with his HBCU gear and making sure everybody knows what that is. Right. If you've been paying attention to prep school basketball, Mikey Williams, Maker. Mikey Williams said he's probably definitely going to a HBCU, and I don't have any reason to doubt him. He's one of those kids that will be on, he's probably the most popular high school basketball player.
Wasn't there another player that just...
Maker. He is the
How'd you say he went to Howard? He's going to Howard.
He's committed to Howard. That's
okay.
a 5-star prospect, a guy that I've seen play, a guy who was really that deal. And I think they also have a transfer as well, I think from University of Indiana or something. But they're getting some talent. On top of that, now you got Miss Kamala Harris, vice presidential nominee with Joe Biden. She's officially on the ticket. And I'll tell you this. There's gonna be a lot of people trying to talk shit about this pick.
Oh, it's already there. Like I've seen it. I see it all day. But
it's already happening. Like people are already trying to call her a cop, and even though she was in the AG,
there are things that she's done. Yes,
nobody knows exactly what AGs do, and people just have these narratives that they run with, and I understand that. We all saw the Lil' Kim documentary. She helped put Lil' Kim in jail. I get that. Understood. My thing is this. This is a show where I'm not going to tell anybody who to vote for. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be super political.
Never.
I'm not going to tell anybody what to think.
Not at all.
What I will tell them is this. We can't fucking go outside, all right? We can't fucking go outside. We ain't got no college fucking pro football.
Basketball.
We got
March
basketball
Madness
with no
was
fucking
canceled.
fans.
Yeah.
We ain't got no goddamn
NFL
concerts.
Yes.
Money's tight.
Yes.
Motherfuckers ain't got no jobs.
Can't go into the studio to do shit.
Yo, riots. Protests, cops killing people for no fucking reason.
Well, that's nothing new.
That's nothing new.
But
all I'm saying is this. Even when motherfucking cops is killing people for no fucking reason, at least our people who have previously held the presidency got up there and sold us the beautiful lie that we needed to hear. Like, yo, it's a fucking tragedy that this happened. Man, we're going to do better. Da, 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 da. Trump gets in there and is like, they're fine people. they're all right. Like, what do you mean? All I'm saying is this. I'm not telling you who to vote for. All I'm telling you is the last 4 years have been
hell.
Fucking crazy.
The last 4 months. Fuck the last 4 years. The last 4 months. If you want to live through another 4 months of this shit, add on another 4 years of this shit, bro, be my guest. I can't take this shit no more.
I'm not even going to sit here and try and pretend like, whatever is said or done in political circles is something I keep up with on the daily, right? What I do know is this. The whole world got hit with this fucking coronavirus, right? We're the only country in the world that is still fucking dealing with this shit. And it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. Like, it seems like it's gotten only worse.
It's getting progressively worse because of the tone deafness that the administration has in regards to responding to it, in regards to recognizing it, and also in regards to disabling the pandemic force that was in place when Obama was here.
Yeah.
And they tore that shit down.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that we're recognizing, and then they're trying to take credit for in regards to, we shut the country down. Cool. You're supposed to do that. I'm not going to pat you on the back because you took care of your fucking kid. That's your job. But now it's like every fucking news briefing or every press conference is, we're doing better than the rest of the world. We're not even doing better than New Zealand. New Zealand has went 100 days without cases, and they're outside. They're inside eating. Bro, we're about to get our shit taken away again at the end of October.
Yeah.
And then the audacity to send kids into school.
Yeah.
So if you just listen to the last 30 seconds of what I said, and you still haven't grasped the fact that, yes, I get it, Biden has done his shit, Ms. Harris has done her shit. And this is an argument of the lesser of two evils. And I understand people don't like that argument, but right now, I cannot go another year of living like this.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's a funny way of looking at it, because right now, it's real easy to just be a skeptic when it comes to politicians. Like, you're playing into, it's easy to get, especially when it comes to presidential politics, when it comes to presidential elections. Like, right now is the time where, yes, you will hear all of the dirt, and it won't stop. You will hear every horrible thing that somebody.
You're supposed to.
For the rest of life.
You are supposed to.
Strategy. This is what they do. This is how it's supposed to work. But what I'm saying is this. When it comes to Kamala Harris specifically, and I saw, I wish I could remember the actual tweet that the actual person that said the tweet. But they said, no matter how you feel about this politically, you know that side is going to attack this woman specifically because she's a black woman. Like,
he already started. He already started.
His part of his campaign strategy is to mobilize people who look at a black woman and says, this person you can't trust. You know that same black woman down at your block in your suburban neighborhood? That's the type of people you can't trust. You know, when you clutch your, like, it's happened. Like, we've already seen it. Yeah. We've already seen it in the past. So when it comes to
this is nothing new. Like, what we're about to see, and we're only 2 days in, what we're about to see is an attack on black women, attack on Mrs. Harris, attack on her credibility, her ethnicity.
We're already seeing her white husband.
Yeah, we're already
starting to bring up the cops shit. It's like, listen, bro.
It's going to happen, but
Kamala Harris could come here with a monkey for a daughter, like an actual monkey. She could come here with a club foot. Like, here's how badly you fucked up, all right? Like, there's literally nothing you could do for me to vote against you. Like, I'm not even voting for Biden or Harris specifically. I'm voting against you. That's how badly you fucked it up. Like, I can't even passively just be like, I'll skip the
whatever.
Oh, Hillary will win. I'll skip it. Like, whatever. Like, I'll take
it's gotten that
vote.
bad.
Like, no,
it's gotten that
people
bad.
People aren't even necessarily voting for for Biden and Harris's policies. Shit could probably be worse. There's always the possibility that shit could end up being worse.
Politicians are politicians, regardless of what they do, what they represent, where they from, where they graduated from. They are politicians. Obama's done some fucked up shit. Bush, Clinton, down the line. This, what we're observing right now, is unprecedented.
This is the first domino of proving the theory that a lot of people had, which was Donald Trump's presidency was probably the best thing that could happen to us. Yeah. Because it showed us exactly who the fuck we are. There's no turning away from it now. It's like, listen, this is a country that was raised on racist principles. This is a country that was stolen.
On the backbone of slavery.
On the backbone of slavery. This is a country that that literally have not abolished slavery. Like, if once you get put into a jail, you are technically a slave again. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing this country has shown me in the past 4 years specifically. Not to say I haven't known for years and years and years, but I couldn't force feed myself the lie that this country sells to us anymore.
It's now
all men are created equal.
It's now becoming like, and like you said beforehand, like we saw the trinkets and the little, dressings of it, or just situations that would show us like, damn, this country is like really fucked up. Yeah. Right now, it's extremely explicit. Yeah. And it's almost like it's smacking you in the face and daring you to do something about it. That's how racism is. And I think fucking, it was either Skip or Shannon Sharp said it on Undisputed. Yeah. Racism is profitable or something like that. Something to that degree. Yeah. And it's like, racism fuels almost the economy. I don't know if, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it fuels the economy. Like, and it's
because the sliver of it isn't just racism. It's about, biases. It's your own inherent biases that everybody has, right? Like, especially when it comes to this country and how it was built and the history of it and trying to hide from it. I think that's always been like the big fucking hang up when it comes to America. Like, we've always tried to pretend that we didn't enslave a whole race of people for what? 400 years?
Yes, 400 years.
Like, we really try to pretend that this shit didn't happen. Whereas, you go to Canada, and I saw this on the I think a Seth Rogen stand-up of all stand-ups. Like, you go to Canada, if they're having a comedy show, if they're doing a show on the Indian burial ground or Indian
he said that on the shot.
Yes, on the shot.
That's what I remember seeing that.
He comes out and he says, before we continue, we must acknowledge that we are on sacred ground. This ground, these things happen, these atrocities, and we're going to take a moment to acknowledge this. You know what I'm saying? Like, sort of like how for the first 2 months after George Floyd passed away, everybody like really pretended to care about black people. As cool as that was, that's what they do all the time in Canada when it comes to certain,
certain situations or racial situations. Yeah.
So if you're not gonna, one, apologize or at least acknowledge that, oh my God, this isn't the America I grew up in. This isn't us. Like, no, this actually is. This is you. Like, you got to stop fronting on that, one. And two, now you got to understand that, okay, this world that we've built, if you're not going to have reparations, if you're not going to financially,
which will never happen.
I don't know if it'll never happen,
nigga.
I mean, I would hope so. I still hold out hope. Just because
I'm optimistic. I would like to be optimistic, but it's just like, bro, like niggas can't even get a stimulus. They can't even get the second stimulus check. You think we're gonna get reparations? Niggas can't even shove out $1,200.
Yeah.
You know how much we're owed? You know how much we're owed?
My thing is reparations have happened. Like people, like so many enslaved and indigenous people. I was about to say disingenuous.
No,
indigenous people were given reparations. The American Indians had. A couple other people had. A couple other groups of countries. I'm sure there's a list that Jake has that will show you all these type of things. My thing is this: to circle it back to Kamala Harris and her, vice president nominee, a good portion of that political campaign is going to be centered around the fact that she's a black woman. So at this point in time, especially in this point in our history, that we haven't necessarily had to deal with these sort of things in our adulthood because, now we're adults. Like we always we always look back in the 60s and think like what we would have done. Like what would you have done at this point? Like, is it really that important for you to get your hot take off about, oh, well, she's a cop, right? Like, she... Like, is it real? Like at this moment right now, do you think it's really that important? You don't think that one domino could affect other dominoes? You don't think by like not being passive right now, giving this dude another 4 years, especially after the 4 years we've just had, does it empower all of those silent majority people, all of those motherfuckers that have, that were in those Trump rallies when the coronavirus is popping and now like motherfuckers are dying.
Shout out to Tulsa, what I mean? Like, bunch of idiots.
Yo, we got people in office that just lack leadership and don't even fucking listen to real science, actual factual shit that has literally saved lives.
It's literally based on, human decency. It's literally based on a surface of human intelligence. And it's not like this guy really has to do a lot of shit for himself. He has people handing him shit, showing him shit, detailing shit for him. It's so like, and obviously being a president is not the easiest job. It's not an easy job at all.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, you can't act like a second grader and be like, no, I don't want to read this. Yeah. No, I don't want to take a nap. No, I don't want to go to the doctor. It's like, nigga, the smartest people, the most informed people are at your beck and call.
Yeah.
And you still refuse to even glance in their direction and say, hey, what do you know that can help our country? And it's still to the point where he was like, well, I read a lot.
It's the arrogance.
What are you reading?
Bro. It's the arrogance and it's the unraveling.
It's just like the oblivious. You can't be that oblivious with that much power. That's the thing that I'm just trying to get at.
It's the complete unraveling of what it means to be president.
Bro,
right?
I didn't know you were that dumb. And I'm like really watching all these interviews and watching his press briefings. And it's just like, bro, you talking about the 1917 pandemic ended World War II? Nigga, I'm not a fucking history buff, and I knew that wasn't fucking true. It's like, are you really sitting? So, again, bringing it back to Mrs. Harris, do you really want to go through another 4 years of that?
I don't.
So please do it right.
And at the same time, black men specifically, like, we can't let black women down. Like, we know they're gonna fucking mobilize and vote for this woman.
Nigga, I'm watching it I go to Howard, so my timeline is HU, Bison, AKA, like, my timeline is flooded with that shit, so I can't even ignore it if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So, like, I get it. Mrs. Harris has, Kamala has done whatever she's done in California, whatever. Okay, I get that. Politicians have also done fucked up shit, but
Politicians do fucked up shit. If you don't like it, bro, if you don't like it after this election, once you get this dumb motherfucker Trump out, you make sure you are voting in your local elections, your local advisory boards,
your cities,
your local senates, your city senates. If you really, really are about that life, and don't just see a bunch of headlines and be like, oh my God, and just kind of believe everything you read. Like, if you're really about that life, be about that life after we get this motherfucker out of office. Like, get Trump out first, and then
take your pivot.
Then, you know what I mean? Then we got 4 years to criticize her as much as we fucking want, bro.
Just like we did Obama.
Just like we did Obama. Like, everything wasn't sunshine and rainbows with Obama. There was a lot of times I'm like, man, what is this nigga doing?
Right. But it's politics as usual. Yeah. That's all it is. Absolutely. But I always say her name wrong, but like, you know, congratulations, Kamala Harris. Just, you know, Howard graduate, first black woman. Howard ladies are going to be insufferable. Yo, Sydney been going crazy.
Insufferable.
Sydney been going crazy with this shit.
I've seen every picture on the stories with a picture of Kamala Harris. I'm like, yo, I get it. This is rare. Like, I never thought I'd see the day.
This is beautiful, man.
I never thought I'd see the day.
You know, I don't want this to be, political. Say less, but
you
we gotta touch it sometimes. We're gonna get a lot of heat for this. I can't wait for this.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get a lot of heat for this. I can't wait.
Who gives a fuck? What else we got? Oh, all right. Let's get into it. Gotta fuck around and piss Dame Lillard off.
Not y'all. 3 motherfuckers pissed him off.
Y'all done pissed Dame Lillard off.
Paul George. Ooh. Pat Beverly and motherfucking Skip Bayless. Y'all are responsible for that 61-point performance against the Mavs, right?
Against the Mavs and against the Sixers the day before. Let me tell you something right now, bro. I was a little hesitant last episode saying when Dame was like, you know, stop running from the grind, I was a little hesitant to say that's some shit Kobe would say. And then he went out
and did what Kobe would have done.
He went out and done some shit that Kobe would have done.
My man hit that 3-pointer, bounced to the heavens. Kobe caught that. That's
like the sixth man, bro.
Like, that's why that shit went. Kobe was like, nah, I got you tonight, brother. I'm putting that in. And then took the game-winning charge.
Oh, my God.
Bro, he did it on both ends.
He's on another level right now, bro.
Paul George, Pat Beverly, and fucking Skip Bayless put him on another level. That's literally it. Like, you can't look at something as like, oh, you know, he just got lucky or whatever the case is. Like, nah, niggas is, like he said when he was walking off the court, put some fucking respect on my name. Y'all niggas know why I'm here. Y'all know what I came to do. Like, that's it. Like, I'm done fucking with y'all. Like, even during his rookie year when Kobe was going up against him, Kobe was like, yo, bro, that's a serious boy.
Kobe gave it up.
Serious.
If there's nothing, if I'm a Laker fan, here's a reason why if I'm a Laker fan, I'm terrified, okay? Terrified right now. Not to make it everything so sportsy, but the first game back from the Lakers when Kobe passed away, gosh, if you would think them dudes were inspired to play a game, it would be like right after, you know, that and, you know, that incredible ceremony that the Staples Center put together, you know what I mean, before Kobe, for Kobe's passing and the Lakers playing in Staples for the first time since he passed away. Who did they go up against that night? The Portland Trailblazers. And who bust their ass that night? Dame Lillard, bro. Like, if there's anybody out there that Kobe, I don't want to speak for the man. He's passed on and he's a legend. But, I mean, we saw the video. We see the video circulating on Twitter right now where Kobe, I remember that game. That was one of Kobe's, like, real last, like, you know, Kobe-like games before his Achilles blew out, where he was still like that man, like that deal. He was on a crazy tear that time. Like, I remember right before they played the Golden State Warriors and his Achilles blew out for the first time. And he gave it up to rookie Dame back then. Bro. So to see it now where he's had opportunities to leave Portland, had opportunities to join super teams, had opportunities to, you know, to not be what everybody else is right now. I feel like the reason why people respect Dame so much is He is so about winning in one place. He's not about this. He's very counterculture to everything in the NBA.
That nigga said the Paul George stop
running
team.
from the grind, bro. You know that had his thing. That stung me. That stung me.
Damn, nigga.
And to go out like it's almost like, bro. It's almost like Dame Lillard's on like a promo tour right now, bro. Like he's on every interview. And granted, he's in hot commodity right now. He's sitting there cutting promos, talking shit, and then going back and backing it up. The Portland Trailblazers, say what you want, they were not a team that a lot of people were talking about for that ACL for a while.
And then also like, and not to take away from what Dame is doing. Obviously, he's doing a phenomenal job in keeping the Trailblazers, afoot. But then you got to give it to Melo as well, because Melo is just like. He's back in that like phenomenal shape. So it's like the Trailblazers are a very phenomenal team and entertaining team to watch.
Yeah.
So it's like you add Melo to what Dame is doing by himself. It's like, bro, why would you not want to watch the Trailblazers?
What's really tight about Melo this year, and I was going to wear my Melo jersey on the way, but I was like, it's a little obnoxious. I ain't going to do that. But
what, the next one?
Was this rookie year, Nuggets.
Oh, okay. Oh, Nuggets.
White and blue.
Okay.
Yeah, Melo yellow. The one thing that's really interesting about Melo right now is he's proven a lot of the doubters wrong. He's proven a lot of people that thought that he couldn't take a back seat, that he wasn't ready to like be, giving it up to somebody younger than him. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times you think that a guy that age wouldn't be able to be like, all right, my years have passed me. I got to be able to take charge when I need to, play defense, da-da-da-da. Like, I didn't think, I'll be honest, I thought Melo was still good enough to be on a team and still play pretty well. I didn't think he would be playing this well.
Bro, all he needed was just someone to lean on.
Yeah.
And it looks like, again, like I'm not the most, analytical NBA guy, but like I watch Melo a lot and I watch his, shit, but it's like you got a nigga like Dame.
Yeah.
And then you could place your confidence in a guy like Dame who's gonna do it on both ends.
Yeah.
Bro, now I can focus.
On top of that, I feel
now
like
I can focus.
This is the first time in a long time Carmelo has single coverage. Like probably the first time in like since he was maybe in middle school that he only has one person guarding him. And the skills that he's had those same skills as he was a rookie. Like he scored like a veteran the first day he walked into the NBA. Like just give him the ball. He could, like somebody said he could score in a phone booth. Like that's how efficient he is when it comes to getting his shot off. So now he only got one person to worry about, because there's a person who's capable of dropping 50 every night. And you got CJ McCollum, who's not that far back. And you got Joseph Nurkic, being a paint beast. And you got, Hassan Whiteside, who's also like not no slouch. This is probably the best situation Melo's ever been.
I'm going to get you one-on-one every possession down. I'm going to burn you every time I get that possession. Every time I get that ball, I'm going to burn you.
Gosh, how many... I can't even think of a contested three Melo's taken in this bubble. Like every
bro,
shot,
and that's fine. Yo, give him up.
I love it.
It's fine. Get them points up.
He's loving this situation.
Get them points up, Melo.
You see Dame drive and kick, and you always see Melo wide open in the corner.
Give it to me.
Wide open at the top of the key. That is him all fucking day
all that
long.
attention can go right to Dame and McCullough, all that shit. Yo, Melo's gonna be on that corner, right on that little right here. Boom, 3. All right, cool. Top of the key, boom, another one. Cool, maybe 17-footer, boom, another one. That's fine. And Melo will move around. We got skinny Melo now.
Yeah.
So that nigga's mobile.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'll say all that to say this. If I'm the Lakers, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried, bro. Like, you got no Avery Bradley. You got no Rajon Rondo. You got Dame Lillard going scorched earth. You got Anthony Davis having some games where he doesn't look like Anthony Davis. And mind you, one thing I'm very scared of doing is doing the same thing I do every year with any LeBron James-led team, and that is write them off before the playoffs start. It seems like we've done this every single year he's been going to the playoffs. We didn't do it last year because obviously he was hurt, but his team just always either just go into slumps or they just kind of look a little shaky before the playoffs start. And then once it's playoff time, boom, lights out. The one thing that makes me worried about it though is that a lot of these times, Bron has had home court advantage. He's had that juice of being in the home court for those first 2 games. You pretty much give him. You're giving him those 2 games.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you.
What?
I told you. This is
This is the easiest.
I told you.
Right, but this is the thing.
For some.
Huh?
For some.
LeBron. No, it's for all because all included, because you don't have your home team. You don't have your home court. You don't have your home crowd. You don't have your home rituals. Everyone is in this fucking bubble. Yeah. Everyone is equal. I mean, aside from like playing skill and that type of shit. Mentally, everyone is pretty much equal. Yeah. We're dealing with the same type of shit.
But that's what worries me about the Lakers, right?
Okay.
I feel like Bron's gonna bring it. Like the home court advantage isn't for superstars. Superstars are gonna ball regardless.
But it helps.
I don't think it does. I think if you're that dude, you're gonna ball wherever. What home court advantage helps is fucking 7th guy coming off the bench. Like the home court advantage helps Danny Green. Home court advantage helps Dwight Howard. Helps those guys that need to get up. You know what I'm saying? Like that need to.
But when and I watch The Last Dance a lot. I just jump around episodes, but I love to watch that shit. But when I would watch them play the Knicks at home, there was just a different energy with the Bulls when they played anyone at home when it was like important. Like these niggas were just like demons, and these niggas were tumultuous against their opponents. I get it on the road, when you got to perform, you will perform. But watching them play at the United Center or watching them play at Chicago Stadium, that's a completely different fucking team. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that, Michael kind of, needed that push. Like that crowd and that atmosphere, it does something to you. It does something to your rhythm. It does something to your blood. So when LeBron's in, when he was at the Quick Loans Arena, it did something to him. When he's at the Staples Center, when Kobe was at the Staples Center, that does something to you. That home court, that home love, that does something to you. So when we have these kids, when these guys are in a bubble, the energy is unbalanced. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? The energy is not necessarily there. Niggas gonna show up, but
they'll show up.
That does matter. Home court does matter to me.
I feel like it does matter, obviously, but I mean, like with a guy now that it's not there, now that the playing fields are kind of level. I've said that these NBA bubble games are like our get back for not having March Madness, right? And a lot of times when March Madness,
we're watching games at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Watching games all day long,
right?
And you're making these games matter because there's no home court advantage in March Madness. So what I say, you could be a 1 seed, you could be whatever 16, the fuck you want. Yeah. The teams that usually win the championships are the teams that are the hottest going into the tournament. Like I think of back in the day, you think of teams like the Kemba Walker UConn Huskies, who weren't even that great. I got healthy at the right time. Kemba got hot at the right time, and they just rolled that motherfucker to a national championship. Right. Dame Lillard right now, like weird things happen in like shortened seasons, right? Like I feel like the last time an 8th seed went to the NBA Finals was the New York Knicks when it was a lockout.
They played the Rockets?
They played the Spurs.
Oh, Spurs, I'm sorry.
It was a lockout shortened season because, they didn't play until like January or some shit like that. And then, teams get healthy at the right time. The Blazers have this certain mix of things kind of falling into place for them right now, whereas I feel like they could go on a crazy run. At the same time, they needed all 61 of Dame's points to beat the Mavericks. To continue to ask him to continue doing that.
And that's the thing.
Is a lot.
And that's the thing. I don't think this wave that they're on is beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to be at that same tipping point going into the playoffs because if they were going to the playoffs right now, I'd be scared as fuck.
Yeah. Well, the playoffs start next week.
Oh, well, then I'm scared as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought they start later. Okay, I'm scared as fuck.
Right, cool. They're catching fire right now. There's playing games.
So then, this is, and what seed are they?
They're locked into the 8th. They could possibly move up to 7th, or is that not?
I think no, they can't move up to 7th. They might still have a plan because I think Phoenix, right?
Right.
Still mathematically.
It's either Phoenix and Portland or Portland and Memphis. Yeah, Portland's in there though.
Yeah, Portland.
So
and obviously LA is
NBA.
Lakers are the number one seed. So it's looking like that's what they're gonna look at. I am nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Now, because for some reason I thought the playoffs started later.
I'm nervous if I'm a Lakers fan.
I said this like 4 weeks ago.
And you know what's funny?
Scare me the most, depending on.
You know what's funny? Taylor Rooks. Shout out to our girl Taylor.
Shout out Taylor.
She had asked LeBron a question the other day. She was like, on the scale of 1 to 10, how prepared are you guys for the playoffs?
Right.
And I don't think he gave a number, but he was just like, he said we're playoff ready, but mentally, we're not there yet, and he said physically, like my body's getting there, or you know, it's coming. With that answer, and with the evidence that we're watching the Blazers, when you mix those two together, to your point, that makes it scary.
It makes it scary, man. My thing is, there's one or two things that's gonna happen here. They're gonna catch fire and go on a run like we've never seen an 8th seed go on, or Dame kind of flames out. Like maybe that adrenaline of, telling Paul George and Pat Beverly.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was needed. That's like, but that's not going to be a consistent thing.
That's a lot to carry throughout an entire playoff run. Right. That's a lot of games. Right. You're asking to do a lot of lifting. CJ McCollum shot 2 free throws with a broken back or something like that. Like some wild shit.
And Dame is not getting 18 for 18 free throws every night.
No. But there's a lot to be worried about. But man, shout out Dame Lillard. He's on a fucking run now.
Yo, listen, man. Shout out to the Blazers being very entertaining right now. This is beautiful.
Yeah, there must be. I can't remember the last time there was a player that was not even just the Blazers. Like, yo, there's certain people.
Iverson.
Not even Iverson. I mean, like, there's certain people where when the game's on the line, like they're league pass specials, right? Like, granted, we're at a different sort of time. There's not really like a league pass option where there's like mad games going on. But there's always that player where it's like, yo, 2 minutes left down,
I'm tuning in. I gotta watch this real quick.
Gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta watch this.
There's a handful of people do that to me. Like D Wade used to do that for me.
Yeah, LeBron.
Kobe absolutely did that for me.
Yeah.
Bron's always on national TV.
Okay. So you talking about league pass? It's like, shit, I gotta get out this game.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Dame Lillard is must-see TV in crunch time. Like, I don't think there's anybody in the world I trust more with the rock, with the game on the line. Maybe Steph Curry. I don't think.
I trust Steph more than Dame.
I think
trust Steph out of all three of them. Out of all three of them, I trust Steph more.
I trust Steph to like. Here's Steph Curry's thing, right? Steph is the master of the go to hell threes, right? Like when you like already reeling, like. They don't win by decision. Like they go for the knockout blow. And Steph Curry can end the game with 2 minutes left, right? Dame Lillard can end the game with 0.1 second left. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
KD can do the same thing too.
Right. So like if the game is rolling and like you're up by 2, you gotta stop, you get a 3, and if you get like another 3, that's like that backbreaker where the team's like,
that's Curry.
Fuck. That is a Steph Curry specialty, bro. Like, he will do that to you all day, every day. Right. The thing with Dame is never out the fucking, like, they could be down 5 with 2 seconds left. I'm like, man, he gonna figure out a way to get
this. Dame gonna pull this shit off.
Even when he missed those 2 free throws in the Clippers game, I was like, he don't get that one back. Like,
he hit 36 of his next 37.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dame Lillard, brother. You know, you're doing your thing. You're doing the bubble the justice, but I still think you can't rap. So say less.
On the Dame Lillard thing.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Okay. No, I just don't think he. All right.
On the Dame Lillard thing.
Nigga, you brought me on this show.
I think Dame Lillard can rap, bro. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what? I don't want to upset this nigga. So you know what?
Who's upset?
Not you, nigga. I don't want to upset Dame. That nigga be watching shit.
Nobody wants to go there.
I know Dame. I don't want no smoke.
Dame's the right amount of petty too.
Right. I'm cool, my guy.
Nigga, what you say about me? somebody at that.
And you a music critic too? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke, Dame.
I'm about to say he'll probably gonna end up on Rap Life this week.
Shit.
All right, we'll
Shout out to Ebro and the Deska.
Shout out Ebro and the Deska. Apple Music all day. Man, I'm just a fan. I'm a
One
fan.
more thing on Dame. We had a listener question actually relating to Dame. Which
Shit, we did.
We got listener questions.
I thought we was doing it at the end. Are we doing it now? Okay, we doing it.
Time
I was
out.
just gonna mix
Do
one.
it throughout. Okay, cool. I like that.
Time out, guys.
What's up?
If you want to be part of the podcast and want to be part of the show, you hit up the Instagram DMs. Whenever Jake gets on the Instagram, say less with Kaz, and hits the Q&A, we will shout you out. Be a part of the show. Get your questions in. We will get this is a communal show.
Keep telling
want
y'all.
you all to be a part of it.
Cousins, nieces, nephews. This is the family. Come on, man. Just ask what you got.
So Jake will make sure as the conversation goes, we will get your question or comment on the show. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, if it's good.
If it's good. If it's good.
Jake was like,
thanks for keeping it.
if it's good.
Yeah.
Petty motherfucker. Yo, Jake get into his bag, man. Jake get into his bag. I like it.
Jake's little like shady comments.
His timing is perfect. I like his timing.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so Dame, basically just wanted, Thurgood Jenkins 10 wanted to know, Dame Lillard, stick with the squad mentality, will it last?
Well,
Or stick with the squad you were drafted by?
here's my thing. With Dame Lillard, I feel like he'll get more respect for trying. He'll get a Kevin Garnett type of like respect for trying to keep it and make it happen. Like I don't think anybody will look at him differently, and I hope this kind of goes with everybody that watches the NBA. Like I feel like people are a little bit more smarter fans now to understand like a championship shouldn't validate everything about your career. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a guy like Dame Lillard, who's given us so many moments already. Like, you mean to tell me a guy like Allen Iverson, who's never won a championship, is more impactful than a guy like Robert Horry, who's won 7 championships just by being at the right place at the right time? No, hell no. And we're old enough, and thank God technology is advanced enough where I don't got to hear old wives' tales about how good Connie Hawkins was, or World Be Free, or like Wilt Chamberlain and like all this shit. Like, nah, we got YouTube. Like, I feel like
there's still no footage of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points. That shit is a fucking
bullshit, bro. Like, yo, just like, like, come on, son. Like, I grew up thinking Wilt Chamberlain slept with 10,000 women.
That's a lie.
That's another fucking lie. Like
20,000?
20,000? How does that even?
That's not even possible.
How do you even like equate? Like, come on.
No, I didn't make that joke, but I get what you're saying.
I'm more impressed by 30.
I say like this, man. Like the reason why people have always been like, oh my God, Dame, you should go. You should trade. Like the reason why people want great players to leave their teams to go to championship situations is because they believe no matter how good you aren't validated unless you get a chip. Unless you get a ring. It's rings culture. I blame Michael Jordan for that shit. I blame Kobe.
Skip.
I blame Skip. I blame all these people that equate team success, a team award, with individual accolades. There's so many greats. And granted, we're getting to the point where, okay, you can understand how good Charles was, because Charles
phenomenal.
Isn't just a fucking a media darling. You know what I mean? Like,
he was a powerhouse.
He was right up. He was a powerhouse, 1, and 2. He was right of the prefaces of the explosion of the multimedia of the NBA. All right,
Team.
The dream team.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Anybody on that dream team is within basketball canon lore about greatness. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're at a point where I hope, if Dame never wins it, because Dame felt so strongly about winning it at home, winning it in Portland, winning it with the team that drafted him, because it says more about him. I do feel like, 1, nobody should judge him because of the level of play he's been on and things he's been able to pull off and things he's been able to do in an era where teams move everywhere. And he's been deliberate about saying, I'm not running from the grind. Like, this is what I'm doing. I feel like people will look highly on that in his past.
I look at it like this. Dame can't leave specifically because of what he said to PG.
Yeah.
You
like,
can't.
now you're
Now you're stuck.
Yeah, now you're
Man,
stuck.
but and I say all that, just like as a joke, but like at the same time, I would love just to see him achieve that goal because I wish Allen did it.
Yeah,
I wish
he reminds me of Iverson. He gives me. He's a more polished Iverson.
Yeah, I wish Allen did it because I was in high school and I was watching his every move, his every game, like rooting for the Sixers and this and that and the third. I wish Charles did it, but I really would like to see Dame do it because he's really poking his chest out. People are really starting to respect his mindset in this game. So I would like to see him stay put the work in, organization build around him. Pay him his fucking money.
Oh, he's getting paid. He's not a supermax.
LeVar.
I would. What
LeVar said?
Huh?
LeVar said about paying their backcourt.
Right. He said, yeah. Well, LeVar Ball said it on our podcast. He said they'll never win anything because you got $300 million tied into your backcourt. So it's like.
Yeah, I would like to see Dame stay put and do it for that city, and then that's a validation for himself, not even for like his cohorts, his teammates, or the skeptics. That's a validation for yourself. So when you can stay put and because we're in the era of the super team and everyone's traveling around and moving around, he stayed put, did it himself, and still one of the illest niggas. And then maybe get a Grammy in 2020.
But honestly,
it's more likely.
The Dame Lillard Allen Iverson comparisons have been like going on pretty heavily in the past couple weeks, man. Like he kind of seems like he's taken the Allen Iverson sort of mold and has elevated it. Like
from a like cultural standpoint of being like relevant.
Well, no, I'm not even that. No, because like Allen Iverson was extremely influential with the culture, like from the culture conversation.
Yeah.
Dame is like in that conversation, but what Allen did for the culture in regards to tying hip hop and NBA. Dame isn't really doing that. Like,
Iverson kicked those doors down.
Yeah, Iverson was the pioneer of that. Yeah. So I don't want to say Dame is in that conversation. The comparisons of how they are and like their demeanors and like, the underdogness. Yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, honestly, I think there's more there to it. I think
maybe later on down the line.
I think right now we are in a moment, like there's certain players that have their fucking moment where it's like, yo, there is, I remember the time, I think it was 2017, 18, Steph Curry. Like the year where he was undisputed,
2016, 2017. Yeah.
Unanimous MVP year, Steph.
Right.
Where it was like he went from like superstar to like, oh God, this is one of the greatest cards I've ever seen in my life. Where he's hitting that fucking game winner in Oklahoma City from overtime to force from half court. Like that was the first big fuck you three where he's like. If anybody remembers that shot, like everybody sees Steph and Dame and
bro, I remember I was
like,
at Ainsworth watching that shit and the whole place went crazy. Like we're sitting there watching.
It was on ABC. Bro, it was a primetime game.
Saturday night.
I remember this.
And we were sitting. I was actually about to link you. No, you weren't with us.
I was about to link you.
I was with Cam.
I was watching the game and the game was so close. I was like, all right, let me finish this before I head out. And then I just remember him just stopping with like 6 seconds left on the clock.
And they had a timeout.
And
the nigga just said, fuck it.
And just pulled. And that was like that's such a landmark basketball moment. Like I didn't realize how big of a moment that was just in the game of hoops right then. Like in everything I've been taught about basketball leading up to that moment is that's an awful fucking shot. That's a terrible shot. You call timeout, you set up a play, you talk to your coach, you do this, you do that, you run a play, you get to the free throw line, you do something to force overtime. Steph said, fuck that, we gonna win right now.
Which is what Dame did to Paul George. Because Paul said that was a fucking horrible shot. Dame said, bop.
And here's the thing. I hear Paul George.
I get it too. Both of them were horrible shots.
And that's the thing. Great players make terrible shots all the time.
They make terrible shots look beautiful.
Yes. And on top of that, like I've said in many episodes, that's a terrible shot if you didn't have 47 points leading into that. That was your 50th bucket. At that point, this is a heat check. At this point, it's like, man, we living and dying with me. And that shot like broke basketball. Like that was the moment of the point guard revolution that, right now we got just a golden age. Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry, Dame Lillard,
Chris Paul.
Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul,
Ja
James
Morant.
Harden, Ja Morant. You need
Devin
one
Booker.
of these, Devin Booker. You need one of these special guards that spread the floor to win. That shot broke basketball because we've all been taught. Anybody from the littlest league of playing basketball, you guard the 3-point line. You protect the 3-point line. Once Steph Curry made it normal for people to be like, you got to guard him as soon as he crosses half court, that broke open defenses everywhere. That broke open just the scope of how you guard a team with a shooter like that. It keeps people spread out. And now you got a guy like Dame Lillard and Steph and Kyrie and all these guys that just can bomb for wherever. James Harden, like a bomb from any length. You've given them so much space. Because once you get beat on that deep contest from 45-something feet, now I'm past you. I'm worried about the next guy.
Dish.
If that guy isn't coming, I'm dishing. If not, everything's open up. That shot broke basketball. Coaches everywhere were just like,
how do we defend this?
Well,
I guess that's it.
There's no defense. There's no defense for that. There's no defense for
Because like
that.
I even see like when I'm just watching like shit on Instagram, I'm watching kids pull up from 49, 48 feet. And like knocking shit
And
down.
hit it. And
And
hit
it's
it.
like niggas are like pulling up on 3/4 court because it's like, yo, bro, like homeboy's about to pull up from somewhere. And we don't know how to defend that. Nigga, when I was playing ball, niggas was lax.
Yeah.
Like we was lax at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Unless it was like game time, full court press, or we were just in one of those moments. Yo, back the fuck up.
It's like, here, take that. You know what I
Like,
mean?
yo, nigga, go ahead, yo. Because we were worried about getting beat off the dribble.
Yeah.
Nigga, I played against Jason Williams, the analyst. Well, man, you know, Duke Superstar.
Duke Superstar.
I'm sorry. And I know Jay.
Damn!
No, I know Jay. Yo, St.
Patrick's
Patrick's.
is not that young, bro.
No, I'm sorry. I'm old as fuck, so I have to correlate it. We would play him.
Jason Williams was an actual basketball player.
Jason
that was
Williams
really
was a Duke
good.
superstar. I think it was St. Peter, St. Patrick's.
St. Joe's.
St. Joe's.
I would say Patrick.
St. Joe's and Metuchen, yeah. Bro, playing him off the dribble was the worst thing ever. But we weren't worried about him pulling up from like 38, 39. We were just worried about him getting to the fucking bucket. So we had to meet him at the 3-point line or even like a little bit further up. Now niggas are meeting because niggas is going to pull from wherever the fuck they want.
Was that the best player you ever played against in high school?
Ever.
Oh my God.
Ever. And that nigga tormented us.
There's nothing like being in high school and lining up against that guy who's going to the NBA.
Bro.
That lets you know.
Oh my against Wayne Selden.
You're nowhere
near.
All right, tell me your Wayne Selden story.
I basically got in for like 2 minutes, cooked on post up, and then that was like we spent very little time on the court at the same time.
God.
Bro, I knew I was nowhere near his cloth.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, this kid is fucking different. And he just he was stocky and he was fast. And whatever move he wanted, he took.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah. There's
nothing.
So when I was growing up in my high school career, I was still like an internet nerd then. So I knew who I was. I would do my research. Like I knew who I was playing against. Yo, they got a guy who's ranked 20th in the country. They got a guy who's ranked this and that, whatever. So like I would kind of know where like these dudes stand, so I can see where I stood. I'm like, all right, I can hold my own. And granted, there's players that I've played against that I knew were pros, were that level. But not like I held my own or anything, like I didn't get cooked. But at least I had I was like, okay, I can get to that. Like if I work really hard.
Right.
Like I played against J.R. Smith, played against Dwight Howard, Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair, yeah, the AAU. Sebastian Telfair was the best guard I've ever seen in high school. Yeah, he was best guard I've ever seen in high school. Like he was unguardable. Unguardable. They're so fucking like ridiculously fast. But you still kind of saw those players and they were still kind of normal. Like Dwight Howard, big dude, but he's a center. Okay, I ain't no center. J.R. Smith, 6'5". Okay, all right, I got to work out a little bit. I got to shoot the shit out the ball. The one player that I played against in high school that let me know there's no way I'm ever seeing an NBA court was Kevin Durant. Junior year Kevin Durant. This I tell this story anytime I get a chance to because it literally led me on the path of like, you need to find something else to do. You need to find something else to do. We were St. Patrick's High School. It was the primetime shootout in Trenton, New Jersey. We were taking on Oak Hill Academy. Anybody knows who Oak Hill Academy? They are a basketball factory. Mellows High School, Rondo's High School, Josh Smith, Brandon Jennings. They just plow out NBA players every single year. And mostly because a lot of great talents transfer in. Like they'll probably be like really good at a small school and they'll be like, yo, I need to go play somewhere where I'm going to get, exposure, play against certain teams, play on TV, all this other shit. They end up usually going to like a prep school, and Oak Hill Academy is one of the best schools for that. But St. Pat's, no scrubs either. We got some good players, you know what I mean? Like we usually got the best team in New Jersey, either us or St. Anthony's. Like New Jersey is a hotbed of high school basketball. So we ain't no scrubs. And at that time, we had a kid by the name of Derek Character, all right? Derek Character was a 6'10" baby Shaq. And he's been 6'10" baby Shaq since he was in the 8th grade. Like, massive dude, was already on ESPN, the magazine, Sports Illustrated, all this type of shit. Anytime they had baby Shaq stories, oh my God, check out this kid, baby Shaq. Like, he was mad. Like, he came up in the era right before LeBron. Like, literally in that same sort of like time where like high school sports were like first starting to be on ESPN and shit like that. So we got an ESPN game. So it was like St. Pat's versus Oak Hill on ESPN2, the primetime shootout. I'm like, great. We gonna ball out. Like I was still kind of like iffy on like some scholarship offers. I'm like, all right, if I play really good here, boom, like sign, whatever. That Oak Hill team had a guy named Casey Rivers, Eric Devendorf, and junior year just transferred in Kevin Durant. Okay, I'm 17 years old. I'm a kid at this point, right? Now I told you, our best player was a kind of Derek Character. Baby Shaq, 6'10", big as a motherfucker, soft hands, all this type of shit, but mostly a post guy. Kevin Durant, you see now, is a Kevin Durant I saw then. 6'10", skin and bones. I see a tall, skinny dude. I'm like, our dude's gonna eat his fucking lunch. He's gonna try and post up. He ain't got nothing for our boy.
Nigga, HR.
The first time I saw a 7-footer out here like this, whoop, bong, 3 from deep. I was like, I need to stay in school. I need to go. I need to really take these studies very seriously.
You just knew you wasn't of that caliber.
I know. Here's the thing. Even because, you got to have an irrational confidence in yourself when you're playing high school ball, right? Like, you can see, like, if you're smart, you can kind of see, like, okay, these are going to be the guys that, like, either are McDonald's All-Americans or go to the draft or whatever. Like, but there's other routes to the league. Like, you can like go overseas for a couple years or play a D2 and ball out and get a tryout and then go there. Like, I thought that was my route. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be no fucking lottery pick. But like, I feel like if I work really, really, really hard, you hear these stories all the time about people in the NBA. Yeah. People like Duncan Robinson. He's on the Heat right now. D2 player, but he's a starter and the best shooter in the league, right? You hear these stories all the time, and I figured, okay, that was more my path if basketball was going to be what I chose.
So you pretty much got scared off by Kevin Durant.
I saw KD pull up from 40 as a high school senior, and I was just like, man.
Kevin, if you're watching this right now, just understand that you killed my best friend. You killed my best friend's confidence.
Can I tell you?
This nigga could have been a fucking millionaire.
Listen.
And now we're in a fucking barbershop doing a podcast because you killed this nigga's confidence.
First off, KD probably watches everything. So he's like, yeah, I remember that game. We bust our ass and shit. It was our first ESPN game. And mind you, we was like a top 25 team in the nation. Like we was like on USA Today. Like we were very, very, very good.
So we can see that game now?
I've been waiting for that. I've been
you haven't found the footage?
We got big prizes for anyone who finds the footage.
Anybody that can find the footage of that game. And mind you, there's a funny part of the game where fucking I check into the game and the pronouncers try to pronounce my name and they go, we're checking into the game. We got Kazim Fumba. Well, Joe, we're gonna let you try this. I thought I put up a phone for that. That was more like this. Whatever. But we got smacked by 40 on national television, and God, we all cried. We were mad embarrassed and shit. It was terrible.
My man Kazeem got turned away from sports because of Kevin Durant had the heme on ESPN.
I knew it was over. I knew I was like, yo, if this is the type of players that they're making at the next level, I need to find something else to do with my life.
Oh, nigga,
There's no way.
As soon as I got on the court with Jason Williams, I'm like, oh, music is dope. I like hip hop. Oh yeah, like, what am I doing here?
What am I doing? This is God. Playing against like NBA guards and NBA level guards.
That shit is scary, bro.
They have like a level of man strength you don't expect out of people your
That's
age.
what I was saying.
They're like, yo, what did you do with your life?
Where did you come from?
What struggle did you go through?
Jason
You had to be this strong.
Jason was a stocky, quicker than life ass guard and just could get to the hoop whenever the fuck he wanted to. And I guess it might have been the same kind of like position that you had when you faced Kevin. I'm like, yo, bro, this ain't it.
This ain't it.
This ain't it, bro.
I'm an extremely practical man.
Bro, I went, yo, son. We had a fucking
that deal with Rockefeller.
Bro, we had a TV station at the high school. I'm like, so I can get a show? And here I am in the barbershop doing a show.
Oh man, hoop dreams to flame like a true fiend's weight.
Well, shout out to Jason and shout out to Kevin, man. Y'all legends, man.
I feel like I talked to KD about this in the
I never really heard this story. I never heard that story.
The first time I interviewed him was for The Source years ago. I think this might have been the second year in the league.
Right.
Like, I was still wet behind the ears. I was like, yo, remember that time we played against ESPN? Oh yeah, like we smacked out. I was like, yeah, y'all did.
Yeah, y'all did. Next question.
Like,
get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, nah, but shout out we gotta get KD on the show one day.
Nah, yeah, KD.
That's my goal.
I want to hear KD's version of this story. Like, yo, nigga, I seen that nigga. I sized him up. This little bum ass nigga. I'm about to
smoked countless. That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
What if he did though? He just remembered.
Listen, DC niggas are petty.
Exactly.
He seems like the type that might.
And I went to school in DC. Them niggas do not give a fuck about shit.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They will not miss an opportunity.
To embarrass you. I did that shit. Yeah, young. I'm about shit.
Trash ass Mo.
What we got? What else we got, man?
I figure we could work in a listener question.
Oh, we got listener questions.
Okay. We gotta let's get a couple in so that we can
let's do it. Let's talk to the
listener.
Say less. We need a name for these guys.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say more with say less.
No.
Fuck y'all. All right.
All right. So actually, the guy who reached out and suggested this was his question.
Okay.
At Squid_win.
What up, Squid Win?
Squid winning. Did the NBA drop the ball for not doing a reality show in the bubble?
What the fuck did I say? What did I say? I said this. Did I not say this, Jay?
Yeah.
I said this.
Roll the tape.
I said this.
You said VH1.
I'll tell you
reality show, it don't matter. VH1, Bravo, WeTV. I said this.
I'll tell you this.
NBA TV.
Who's to say they're not doing it?
I said this.
Who's to say they're not doing it? Who's to say? You know what I mean? At the end of the year, I mean, you watch NBA TV. Like you watch those like year interviews at the end of the season. Like there's cameras everywhere at all times. Like yes, it would have been nice to have it like Big Brother style, where it's like cameras like we're getting updates like by the day. But we got a lot of motherfuckers with a lot of money to lose by saying and doing the wrong things. I get that.
There's also next year.
But do you think they're in the bubble back? I feel like it's been such a rousing success.
They're gonna
considering the fact that they're not even bringing sports back in college till spring of 2021, I think the NBA bubble does come back because it's been a safe situation. It's been
they've set the precedent for sports everywhere.
And it's been a new experience for fans. Mm-hmm. And it's just cool. And like the schedule is accommodating as fuck because everyone's working from home. No one can go out. So you have to adjust to the world. And I think they're doing a beautiful job adjusting to the world. So I do suggest, it would be great for them to bring it back. I do also think next year they should work in some kind of reality programming or some kind of reality show because there's a lot of shit going on down there. So
we got our WeTV.
There's something. I don't know, bro. Like
JaVale McGee.
Right after Love After Lockup.
Like maybe like Hulu or some shit. Like We need to see what the fuck is going on down
Have you
there.
seen
Shout out to the
JaVale?
NBA players doing the video vlogs. Like
JaVale McGee.
Matthias Thybulle dope.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee's is dope. The NBA Bubble Life Twitter account has been pretty
Holy
tight.
shit.
Like we could kind of keep up with what's going on there, but I would have loved to see like, this is a story about 12 strangers picked to live in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would have been tight. I still think it's possible. I
think obviously we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think there are a lot of things probably in the works of them exposing or showcasing the experience of being in the bubble, just like from personnel standpoint, from the player standpoint, even from reporters standpoint. There's a lot of things that we would like to see. Like even Taylor, like I said earlier, Taylor is doing a lot of shit.
Taylor has been.
She's doing her job.
She's been one of the MVPs of the bubble. Killing it. Chris Haynes. Those are the two people I see constantly killing it as far as like content, questions to ask,
courtside shit. Know. Like she caught the whole Kuzma. She caught the Kuzma game winner. That's crazy.
It's crazy that it's like, all this big monumental conglomerate of the NBA and the power of it has been like shrunk down to the content creators, right? Like I think we talked about this the other day where we're like, now we're at the point like, it's not so much about the content, the media channels. It's about the creators themselves
that are on the ground floor.
Like these people are making careers down there. Yeah. Like the price is gonna have to go up for a lot of motherfuckers. Yeah. Like once the shit is over, it's like, I kept y'all afloat during the pandemic.
I kept everything in front of everybody. I used my influence, and everything that I've recorded or reported on has been regurgitated to higher media platforms. So like, y'all better start giving me my bang for my buck, because they're on that.
Like I feel like brands are just not even gonna, there's not necessarily gonna be room for people to hire folks at media companies anymore. I feel like motherfuckers are gonna go into business for themselves. Like, why would you need to, do some shit for a big network when you're just as big as the network at this point?
Or that big network is going to have to go and get that influencer or that creator and pay them the fucking top dollar.
But I mean, the thing is that you'll need that access, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
get access. The thing is, like, how expensive is it to film and shoot a whole commercial and staff a commercial that'll reach, say, 200,000 people, or you can pay an influencer with 500,000 followers for 3 posts. And then that's it. You give like the loose description.
You gotta understand, a lot of these fucking influencers and these creators are very diverse in their talents. Like a lot of them produce, a lot of them write, a lot of them like edit. So it's like you're getting your bang for your buck in one person.
Yep.
There's also a lot of fakes. There's a ton of fake followers. You got to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, also with that, but it's just like you got to pay attention to what these people have been doing. And
don't buy followers, guys.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that.
Take it from Jake. Jake's job is to make sure motherfuckers. I'm not allowed to talk about what you can. I'm not allowed to. He knows all of you influencers, all you fake and real influencers, guys out here buying followers. He's the guy who screens your shit to make sure that when brands come up and be like, hey, let's get this guy for this thing with this fucking, rollout, he's like, nah, this guy has like 95% fake followers. He bought all them shits. You're going to spend money on there. It's going to go nowhere. Don't do it. Authenticity wins all the time. Every time. If you got 3,000 loyal, rabid followers, it is worth way more than somebody with 100,000 dormant people.
You can get paid with 3,000 people
who don't comment, who don't like, who are just there as a fucking number. So be very, very smart when it comes to this Instagram shit, especially now because all eyes are on the internet.
Oh, for sure. Sure. We're at a great point right now for the content creators, man.
So shout out to all the content creators, not just in sports, but just like everybody on Twitter, everybody on Instagram doing their thing legit and authentically. But just keep doing your thing.
I've learned a lot in my years, man. And granted, like I've definitely had my share of help with networks and working and collaborating and having like business relationships with these platforms to kind of help. But at the end of the day, like we're kind of investing in ourselves with this thing, right?
Yeah,
like
this is us.
This is the time more than ever. Like it's really the people in this room, you know what I mean? And, shout out to the good folks at Whistle and Brother. Yeah. But that's a partnership. That's something where it's like, okay, like we're going to work together on this. you have all the leverage in the world as a content creator in this new uncharted world of pandemics and racial inequality and all this new normal that we're living in. We have all the power. If you have the opportunity to invest in yourself, you have the opportunity to create with the people that you like, if you have the opportunity to build and invest in what you do, there is no better time than to do it right the fuck now. There's never been an easier door. Granted, it's not easy, but one thing that this pandemic has really shown me is that there's people that just have great platforms that really aren't anything once they're not on those great platforms. Like
we're starting to weed out
not even us. We don't need to weed out nobody.
I'm not saying we. I'm just saying we as in general.
We as consumers,
we're starting to weed out who.
See,
like, oh, you ain't shit without that big platform.
Right.
Oh, you ain't shit without. Oh, okay. That's
right.
Like
you got. I've seen how these things work. They've got whole teams behind them. They got people writing their shit. They got people talking for them. They got people coaching them. They got graphics. They got this. They got that. Meanwhile, you got somebody in a basement or somebody at their mama house that can do all this shit on their own because they've invested in their craft.
And not even to spend too much time on this, but I'm sure everyone is aware of the girl Sarah PCR, whatever. She does the Trump shit. I've been watching her since I was in fucking lockdown, and she's just doing voiceovers, but she's selling it. She's acting, facial expressions, everything to the moon. I've read 2 news stories today. 1, she's guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh shit.
2, she signed a Netflix comedy special. Now, before all this pandemic shit has happened, I have never seen this girl a day in my fucking life. To have that shit done, and to get those kind of looks, that lets me know it's like, bro, like if you're just good at your shit by yourself, this is what happens.
Yeah.
If you're good at your shit.
I mean, that's always been the case.
It's always been the case, but like right now, yo, if you're good at your shit,
if you got that shit, bro,
niggas are
like,
coming.
Fucking go.
Yeah.
Fucking
she
go.
She killed that shit.
You're never gonna have another opportunity like this where the whole world gets a fresh fucking reset, where the playing field is even. You know what I mean? Like the playing field is even as fuck, or as even as it can be for the next couple decades, man. Get in where you fucking fit in.
And that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, bro.
That's
why you seen this podcast. That's why we fucking with the people that I fuck with over here, man. We growing this shit.
That's why we're here.
Feels good.
What you got, my G?
Eddin actually just sent me a funny story. So Woj tweets out, each player is allowed 1 ticket per playoff game.
The homes are coming!
I was waiting for this topic.
They're coming to the bubble,
I was waiting for this topic.
We can go to that topic. This is actually
I was waiting for this one, baby.
This was just a little JJ Redick roast. Woj basically.
So JJ Barea.
Sorry, JJ Barea. They all look the same.
They all look the same.
Nigga's mad racist, bro. Mad racist.
So basically,
you have to get us back for last week.
Yeah, right.
I hear you. Way to 50-50.
I love it. Keep it equal.
Anyways, basically, Woj says they get an additional admission for a child, 32 inches and under, per the memo. Luka retweets and comments at JJ Barea. You good?
It was a short joke. Shout out to Luka.
Shout out to Luka. He can drop dimes and jokes.
Listen,
that's your guy.
Anyways, and then we had
best white boy ever. Luka
we had the
Doncic.
other report from Woj and Shams, or just Woj, but about NBA players, the rules they'll have for bringing in
break down the rules for me.
All right, let's talk about it.
What's the rules
let's talk
looking
about
like?
this.
I know there's certain parameters.
Yeah.
So I'll reread the rule that I just said, which is for playoff games. They get each player gets 1 ticket per playoff game for a guest, plus 1 child or person. So if it's LeBron, actually I don't think his kids are probably too tall. I wonder how they do you think they?
I don't think Brownie wants to go.
I wouldn't want to go. I'm like,
Bronny's got AAU games.
Yeah, I'm not coming to the bubble watching. I'm not watching that shit.
They used a different height for the NBA kids, because they knew If you go to like the MBPA, the Players Association, all the furniture is made super tall.
Yeah.
So like you sit at
You've been to the headquarters before?
Yeah, a couple times.
Everything's mad big.
Yeah, it's fucking like it's like living like
it feels like you're in a fun house. It's like you go to a regular chair. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? So yeah, it's made for like 7-footers.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so
let's talk about it.
The playoffs are starting,
Next
which
week.
means next
you guys
week.
want the spicy rule or the not so spicy rule, right?
Please,
Here we go. Let's
So
give us
players
the-
can
give us the
bring in
ingredients.
people that they know in real life, not just on social.
You can't. So how? My thing is,
I was about to ask the same question because
Yeah.
how do you vet that?
here's the thing.
How do you vet that whole thing?
What makes this really funny, right? And I'm so glad like Woj like harped on this small detail, is that there is no possible way you can enforce how long I've known somebody, right? Whether if you met them on social media, like
That is
I don't know how I gotta prove that to you.
That's
But
true.
all this means to me is that it's gonna be the Pick Me Olympics. I can't wait. It's gonna be
Stephen A.
for the
Smith.
singles.
Stephen A. Smith was on First Take this morning. He was
Right.
like, "You gotta at least let one in." Like I said, I get it.
Yeah.
Like the mental health, I get it. But like outside of that, you gotta.
She's gotta do a lot of jobs.
One gotta come in. And it's
Listen.
like, bro, I've been telling y'all.
You can tell.
I've been telling y'all these niggas.
Tensions is high.
I told y'all that from week one. I'm like, these boys gonna get frustrated. They gonna get antsy. And they're gonna get pushy.
Yeah, Giannis headbutting
bro,
people.
and in the last 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of scuffles.
A lot of testiness.
We've seen a lot of testiness. Giannis is out there headbutting niggas. Like, Dame is out here on Instagram comments. Nigga, and the reason for that is they are backed up.
Yeah.
These niggas are stressed.
They're not getting their medicine,
They
bro.
not getting their medicine.
They're not getting their
So yes,
medicine.
I agree with Stephen A. Smith.
Conjugal visits to the NBA bubble.
But to your point, how do you
My
know
thing
who
is-
I know from online or not? How do I know?
My
How do
thing
you
is,
know?
for the married men of the NBA, easy choice for them. I don't worry about them.
I'm not
they're
worried about
they're
them.
going to be
No,
fine.
I'm not worried about them at
What
all.
I'm worried about is the young, single millionaires of the NBA that have rosters. We know they all got them. We know people with less in life that have been blessed with less in life that have rosters of women. And they know that it is a difficult decision to narrow down to just one.
This is
When they're
when
single.
this is when these players turn into owners, managers. This is when
the GM skills
they
is kicking
GMs.
in.
This
It's gonna
is
be
when
like the fucking rookie.
This is when you put your franchise tag on that player. So my niggas, be very careful who you put that franchise tag
Like, I don't
on.
want to sign you for a long-term deal.
Bro, like,
But I got you for this year.
be very careful who you put that franchise tag on, because if you make the wrong decision, your whole organization is going to be blown up.
Listen, you know what's tight?
telling you, bro.
You know what's messed up?
telling you.
It's like, I don't... This could go so many ways,
Oh,
right?
it goes so many
It goes
ways.
so many ways. The entertainment from inside the bubble is going to skyrocket. Because now you got these people that aren't NBA players, that aren't staff, that aren't there to work, just there chilling, right? So like, that reality show that you asked for, oh, we gonna get one.
Bro,
We gonna get a new season of
imagine the selfies and the hashtags.
So you're gonna be
All
some
that
from
shit.
with the COVID test and they know.
Bro, imagine all the things we're gonna see once that door opens for
can't
the
wait.
outside
I
world.
can't wait. Just because I mean, granted, I'm not somebody who just, who's a gossip folk. Like, I'm
No.
not somebody. I don't get into like Real Housewives.
It's just,
and all that shit.
it's funny for now. Like now,
But-
I'm gonna be tuned in. Oh, nigga, I'm going every morning.
As a man,
if there's a
it's
hashtag, if there's something that's relating to the bubble when the people start coming in, I'm reading that shit every morning.
Oh yeah. I mean, here's
Who
the
got caught?
So one thing that's kind of interesting about that is that players will get to all the new rules will kick in after the first round of the playoffs because the
So it's after the first round.
Yeah, after the first
So it's
round.
after the scrubs leave.
Well, after the first losers.
Yeah.
Oh, after the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
So,
like after
like,
when the first round starts.
There might be this like weird dynamic. I'm thinking kind of out loud here, where like players, like you get to the second round, and then like some guys look a little different, or are playing differently, either better or worse, because they're just
Oh
like,
yeah, nigga, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
because that's like.
As soon as whoever comes, into my room or into the bubble, and I bust it down, bro, nigga, I'm on my Dame Lillard shit. It's Dame time
I'm not worried
during
about
and
Dame.
after the game. Like,
I'm
what
not
are you
worried about
talking
Dame.
about? Like,
I'm not worried about Dame. I'm talking like J.R. Smith. Like,
Well, JR's gonna be fine. JR has dealt with and lived through a lot.
Yeah,
I think this is nothing.
J.R. Smith kind of like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Like, we're not worried about
Thottys
JR.
of IG.
Yeah, he's done his thing. He's fine. JR.
That's
under a lot of pressure.
doing good now.
No, he ain't under pressure. JR's on a good team.
I think JR's... Listen,
JR's
man, JR's a vet, bro. JR's been around for a long
JR
time.
does this. JR's got an NBA championship.
I'm worried about the guys that have been in the league a year, maybe two, still teenagers, aren't married, got no kids. You gotta really fucking turn into the Bachelor at this point, and to give motherfuckers
the golden
rose
ticket, bro.
to come
This
in.
is Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Come find this golden ticket to get the Epcot Center. This is what.
You love the Epcot Center.
I went there when I was a kid.
There's so many parks in Disney World. Like,
Bro, I went there as a kid. Like when I love
what else is
Epcot
there?
Center.
Magic Kingdom.
No, Epcot Center.
Space Mountain.
Epcot Center is my favorite.
Splash Mountain.
Nah, Epcot Center is my favorite. Love it.
Because it's the big ball, right?
Big ball.
Big ball. Hey, no, that's right. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be really interesting to see how a lot of these NBA players.
some will do well because of family.
Some will do well. I think a lot will do well. I think just mentally, one thing that I don't think a lot of people have kind of like put a lot of attention on as far as how this pandemic is going to go. Not pandemic, this whole bubble situation is like, yo, you're starting to see videos of players like, fuck, I'm tired of seeing Donovan Mitchell every day. I'm tired of seeing these same people every day. Like, it's just, it doesn't even have nothing to do with sex or any of this type of shit. It's just like, yo, like, I'm just tired of seeing the same fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you know, something dope that the Phoenix Suns did. Shout out to Phoenix Suns. They had like their families
that was real dope.
do the lineups for each one of them. I thought that was really tight, man.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Bro, I felt like they were at war, man. Like, you ever watch those war videos where it's
bro,
like,
and not to and like no, and I get the comparison.
I mean,
like,
I'm never gonna
we're not.
compare it to
like I'm not.
soldiers.
It's never on the same level. But it's just like they haven't seen their families. They're not used to not seeing their families for so long, and they weren't even told about it. And every time you watch one of those videos of a family member coming up on a trooper, it's like, oh my God, like, what are you doing here? So to see like a mother, a child,
that gets me every time.
That shit got me. I was in bed watching that shit, and that shit got me.
Listen,
That was the most creative way to keep you connected with your family, knowing that you may not see them for another 2 or 3 months. But yes, people are getting antsy, people are getting frustrated, people are getting just like uptight. So a release mentally with a family member that comes into the bubble, or a release physically with a female friend, or whatever the case is, I get where these guys are coming from. Like it's a difficult situation to deal with. So these ideas of bringing the families into the lineups, all this shit is like fucking perfect. Like, and like we said before,
you want to get me to cry, bro?
The NBA is doing it very well.
You do those videos where like, somebody comes home from Iraq or comes home from war and the army fatigues, and they surprise them at the game
during practice or something.
If they do some of that stuff for like,
that's gonna kill me. That's gonna kill me. Yeah, that's gonna kill me.
Granted, it's not the same sort of stakes as like coming back from war, but there's something about the reunion of family that always gets me. You know what I mean? There's something about like getting reunited.
Yeah, like just watching that video, like watching the first one was the daughter.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that's like, and like they had no idea, so they're all just like in the huddle, clowning and looking up, and like niggas like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, and it's like that kind of like that motivates them, that fuels them, that keeps them inspired. So that like I said before, the NBA literally is getting it right with every fucking
shout out to Michael Bridges' mom. I think Michael Bridges, that's who's on the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah,
Mikal Bridges.
I think Michael.
Bruh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I just didn't know that was. I didn't know that was his mom. I was like, wow. I was like,
we were on a good streak.
All right.
We were on a good streak. No, just
we have
keep
a
it there.
question.
Keep
We
it
have a
there.
question.
all right, well, we got
Keep it there.
From our friends over at Whistle Sports.
Hey, what up, what's the sports?
Jimmy Butler versus TJ Warren. Who you going to war with?
Oh, gosh. I mean,
Jimmy.
I gotta go Jimmy. I mean,
Yeah,
Jimmy's battle
TJ's hot.
tested.
Jimmy a beast.
TJ Warren, TJ Scoring, MJ Warren, whatever we call him, made it a hot line. Jimmy made it a hot song, bro.
Joe,
That's
I'm
kinda
not even
shut
gonna
him
give you a
down.
definite out here. Jimmy a fucking beast. He an animal. I'm nigga Jimmy.
All right,
Sorry.
I mean, TJ's got a high. I mean, not to take away anything from what he's done in the bubble. He's been all fire. If I got my bubble,
Can he
MVP,
hoop in front of?
Can he hoop in front of hoes? Can he hoop in front of Rihanna? That's the true test of a superstar. Okay, can you average 30 when J-Lo's in the front seat?
Is that
in the front
LeBron's
row?
greatest claim to the GOAT is that he can, like, all the games, like you see Rihanna fangirl.
Oh yeah. That's pressure.
Was it?
That's pressure.
Was every game that he did well at? Wait, every game she was at, he did well at?
I don't know, but I remember
He does
one
well, like,
time.
most games.
I remember one time.
I think that's just social media. I don't think that's an actual fact. Like we'll look that shit up.
We
when
need
come
a
back.
stat
guy. We need
When
a
we
stat
come
guy
back,
for
we'll
the
come.
show.
We'll try to figure out what game she was at and what he did.
I got you.
just
I'll
don't-
bet you anything it's over 27.
Nah,
Like,
I don't. I think that's just like.
I mean, it's a safe bet. Like Bron's good for 27 every night.
I'll say
I don't think it's because of
his
Rihanna.
averages, his stats are higher than his regular.
You got to find the games Rihanna was at, and then we'll match those numbers up.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the good ones. And frame it like that.
So we were talking about. You talked about T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler. I mean,
You want last
the NBA's
last listener question? Actually,
go
two
ahead.
more.
Yeah.
Rob Ain't Hood. Shout out to Rob Ain't Hood.
What up, Rob?
NBA bubble team, dark horse contender.
NBA bubble team dark horse contender is the Blazers still a dark horse at this point? I mean, I feel like everybody's
Yeah,
kinda
number
knows.
8.
I feel like if we're talking about a dark horse, a team that nobody's really talking about, that I feel like can snatch it all.
Everybody's talking about the Suns. Not everybody, but people are talking about the Suns.
Denver Nuggets. Denver
We
Nuggets
talked
is
about
my
that
dark
earlier.
horse.
We
Denver
said that.
Nuggets is definitely my dark horse. You got Nikola Jokic, who's a baller, Jamal Murray, who's a baller, Michael Porter Jr., who might be better than all of them silently, and Bol, who is nice. My thing is they've got hit with a lot of injuries. They aren't as deep as they once were, but
They have Michael Porter now.
they got Michael Porter. That's basically they just signed a 30-point per game scorer as a rookie. You know what I mean? Like out of nowhere.
Top 2 pick if he was on him.
I feel like I've been watching Michael Porter Jr. for years now, and seeing him. Everything I've always heard about him, like, oh, that's an SKD. That's an SKD. Like he's a franchise player. If he's healthy, he's a franchise player. Like he played 2 games in Missouri or 3 games in Missouri because his back was fucked up. Still went lottery. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 14.
still.
The Knicks passed on him. I remember being super upset about that.
It was either him or Kevin Knox, and I was hoping they went. I mean,
It's not a bad pick. I'm not gonna lie.
I get it. Like New York is not a place that you want to rehab and have people be waiting on you and hoping that you get fuck you. New York's not a place where you draft a injured player and just be like, oh wait, you give us 2-3 years, he's gonna be the shit. Like that's not. It's never. Not saying New York's not a town that can do it. It's just never really been done. Okay, so I'm even at the point where like. If the Knicks had the first pick this year and they had to wait on Zion, I feel like the whole conversation around Zion would be way different if he was in an organization like the New York Knicks and he could only play a couple of games because he's overweight or he's hurt or all this other shit. We'd be talking about him being a bust. We'd be talking about the New York Knicks always being a joke franchise and bad luck and yada, yada, yada.
We're talking about that anyway.
We're talking about it anyway. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, good luck to Michael Porter Jr. I think the Denver Nuggets are my dark horse. On the East, I would say, I mean, fuck.
The Nets?
Nah, I'm not thinking of it. I think I'd probably go Miami Heat. I really like Bam Adebayo, man. I like Tyler Hero a lot. Duncan Robinson could score. Jimmy Butler's a dog. Like
It's a good
Goran
team.
Dragic, very good. They're always good. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing about the Miami Heat. Like I don't think they're what? They're probably one of the last expansion teams of the NBA. And I don't really remember a time where they were like just consistently ass, right? They've had like some down years, but like they've always had like a guy, like a North
Since
Star.
Dwayne Wade, right?
Yeah, like not
since
even before that. They've always had like Alonzo and Tim Hardaway.
Had the 5th pick,
right?
so that would have been the last time that they were even.
Right, and even that was just like kind of like a down year, right? Like they still had those years with Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway when they were really good, and Rashawn Leonard. They had those years with obviously D Wade, and then they got the Braun years, and even when Braun left, they were still kind of like they were all right. You know what I mean? They weren't terrible. They weren't like a joke franchise. They was like, oh, they just don't got players right now, and now they got players, so they're always kind of in the mix. So Miami is definitely the other dark horse.
I love watching SportsCenter in person. So fun.
That's what I'm here for, goddammit.
So
That's
fun,
what I'm here for. So fun.
We have one more listener question. I'll save it for the end. But one thing on the bubble, we had MLB is considering doing a bubble for the playoffs. So
MLB is a bunch of fucking dumbasses. Like, y'all fucked up. Y'all didn't do it right. Y'all didn't understand the process. Y'all thought y'all was cute with it. You got players fighting every fucking night. Like, y'all niggas like, no, don't do the bubble. Just cancel the season and just like get the fuck out of Dodge. Y'all got wooden fucking fans or cardboard fans all over your stadium. You're paying someone probably $15 a day to do this shit. So MLB, no, shut up, stop. NBA, that's it. The NHL still in?
NHL still in play.
Yeah, all right, yeah. NBA, NHL should be the only sports in right now.
UFC,
yes. UFC. I don't watch that, but you will see.
Baseball can be played. Like, it's the only sport that's outside. Well, besides football, but like baseball.
And they're still fucking it up. Like, I just don't understand.
I'm not saying like they're doing a terrible job.
Yeah, fuck
them. The point is,
if
Adam Silver was doing it, it could be done.
Listen, if baseball does a bubble, I think they fly everybody to New York where it's pretty safe. You have the bubble in Yankee Stadium. You have all those.
How do you have the bubble in Yankees? How do you have a bubble?
Because there's only what 8 teams in Major League Baseball playoffs.
Something different this year.
Yeah,
do you put a bubble over?
Not an actual bubble.
Like the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
No, I was talking like literally. I'm an idiot. So
no, it's just like a campus where you can't leave.
Like a campus where you can't leave.
That's what NBA tried to rebrand the bubble as the campus. Since the bubble. They tried.
Call it a bubble.
Not a bubble, yeah. Y'all call it the bubble. I'm calling it the bubble. I like the bubble. Campus is no.
But basically, just an area they can't leave without informing or whatever.
They're doing it in New York.
You got a bubble MVP, Jake, so far?
A bubble MVP.
I know they're going to be giving out awards this year.
They're doing
are they giving out awards
all bubble team?
They're gonna give out a restart MVP or restart all first team.
Didn't they say they weren't going to do that?
They did say they weren't going to do it. They just announced this week that they're going to do it.
Is this like a players award thing? Or do they're going to
give out like an actual award
MVP
on top of
regular, regular season award.
Well, I mean, it's got to be Dame, but Giannis would be the other guy. Bucks have been playing well.
Yeah.
And then
Devin?
I got Book.
Yeah, definitely.
I got
Devin Booker. Those are the
Dame.
3. I mean, I'm taking Dame just because the numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
He also had 45, like not the game before, but like 2 games before that. So 45.
What about, would James be in the conversation?
Nah,
James Harden?
Yeah.
Nah, not bubble MVP. Just
they
because
haven't
the
won
team.
that many games.
Is it based only on the 8 games?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's all right. So that's either Dame or Book.
It's one of those two.
It's either Dame or Book.
Winning.
Or Dame, Book, or Giannis.
Have the Suns lost yet?
I think that headbutt kind of took him out the run. They're gonna give him a regular MVP. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna get it over?
I'm not too worried about
You think he's gonna get it over
Giannis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think he got it. I mean, like, if I had a vote, I'd give it to Braun just because I want to see him win it. But
Giannis is too much.
Giannis is too. He's led in every single category.
He's like LeBron in 2009.
You give him the MVP. He's the MVP.
He's too much. You're right.
He's it feels like LeBron in 2009 when he won like those 2 MVPs with Cleveland, finished first, and then like lost in the playoffs each year, and then like left and went somewhere else. I feel like that could happen with Giannis
for sure.
Let's see. Do we have any other relevant quick hitters that tie to that? Not really. Chris the Cools on Instagram wanted to know just your guys' opinions on the state of the culture, not the show. I had to ask. I had to clear it up. I was like,
the culture in what regards to what?
Just the state of the culture. That was
music.
The culture.
I'm assuming
it's a fucking loaded question, Jake. Like,
hey,
specify it, brother. Like,
it's not the show. That's all the specific.
I'll specify like this.
I'll follow your lead.
He's probably referring to just all the shit that's going on through hip hop culture, or it's like everything that's going on through the world.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
I'll follow you.
I'll tell you this.
I'll jump in.
Here.
I'll tell you this. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we would grow up and turn into fucking church mothers because of a goddamn music video.
Oh, we back to this shit.
I'm a fucking shamed of the culture right now.
Right.
I'm a fucking shamed that people are thinking, oh my God, think about the children.
Right.
What about the children? What my girls can think of that? It's just fucking hip hop, bro.
Right.
This is fucking what?
Those people aren't from the culture who are making those comments.
Well, you're asking us about the state of the fucking culture, Jake.
Some people,
this is in the culture.
No. Let's not sweep that up. Let's not sweep that under the rug. Yes, there are people that are of the culture that are making this comment, making these statements, right? There's two answers to that. One, we have people not of the culture that have been decision makers for so long, okay? Like, I'm sorry to say this, white suburban people came in and took a culture that was predominantly black for black and brown people and have been shot callers for a long time. So the fact that people not of the culture are making statements about wet ass pussy video is nothing new. And those statements are valid because they have been doing it for a long time. They've been Christopher Columbusing the culture for a long time, right? So they feel like they have a voice. What I'm surprised about is people that look like us that are clutching their pearls like, oh my God, how could you? What? Think of the children. Like, we grew up on nastier shit. Like, Wet Ass Pussy isn't even the nastiest song I've ever heard. Like, it's not even the nastiest video I've ever seen. Like, it's really not. Like, I thought I was tripping the other day. I'm like, all right, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, because I saw the Twitter reaction before I saw the actual video. I watched the actual video the next day. Right? So I'm thinking of the worst video, not worst, but like the most vulgar videos I've seen
a
in my
lot
lifetime.
more vulgar videos.
This is before I've seen Wet Ass Pussy. The videos run through my head are like tip drill, pussy popping, on a handstand.
Nigga, even D'Angelo's How Does It Feel?
Like just like over the top sexual shit, right? Doo-doo brown. I don't want to rock. Fucking slop on my knob. Akinelli. Put it in your mouth. Like fucking
Look Back at It by Trina.
By Wu-Tang Clan. Like just some of the most vile, whether it's violent, nasty, disgusting songs, videos I've ever heard. And by the time I listened to Wet Ass Pussy, I was just like, this shit sounds romantic.
If you're a freak
like,
and you listen to Wet Ass Pussy, like, that if that's your caliber of nastiness, that is a romantic song.
It's romance.
Spitting in the mouths.
I was like,
parking that big truck in this little garage. Like, these are the things you do after brunch. After your girl done had 5 mimosas. And she texts you at 2 p.m. talking about, are you up? Nigga, that is a romance song. So nah, like, this is normal shit. It's just, when women take back their sexuality, when women take control of their sexuality, bitch ass niggas have a problem with digesting that information because we usually determine the way that women feel. And now that 2 beautiful brown-skinned women have determined how they want to feel in front of America, it's a fucking problem. And now we're showing our true colors. And
I think it's true. I think Wet Ass Pussy by Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B is the most romantic song of 2020. What are you not? How are you not? Seeing the love that these women have for the men that they love. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. I'll be a bottom feeder. I want to park my big black truck.
Bro, listen.
That truck, like,
come spit in my mouth. Come spit in my mouth. That's love.
Listen.
That's affection.
If somebody was rewriting The Notebook in 2020 and rewrote you know what? I'm going to read the lyrics right now. Hold on, let's see. If somebody was reciting the Notebook. Let's see.
Wax poetically.
Beat it up, nigga. Catch a charge.
This is wet-ass poetry right here as we're watching.
Extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top. I want to ride. Do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is wet. Come take a dive.
Listen.
Tie me up.
Listen.
Like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream. Make it scream. Out in public. Make a scene. I don't cook. And I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring. If that ain't the most romantic shit I've ever heard in my life.
Sounds like a Dr. Seuss bedtime story.
Listen, man. Listen.
I gotta get home to my baby after reading
listen, I get it.
Shout out to Jazz.
Listen, shout out to Jazz. But listen, I'm happy with the state of the culture. I'm happy because women are taking their control back. Women are leading the forefront. Women are leading the conversation. And women are having fun without a care in the world. You know what I'm saying? Men have been doing it for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Men have been regurgitating the same fucking songs for so fucking long. Dope boy shit, romantic shit, trapping shit. Like, niggas been doing the same shit for so fucking long. So I'm glad that the women from Flo Milli, Rhapsody,
I'm a big Flo Milli fan, bro.
You know, Melly, Nikki, just so many other females that have been putting their fucking dick on the fucking floor and be like, this is our shit now. So when you ask me about the state of the culture, I'm very proud of it to see beautiful women of color step up and say, this is our shit. This is what we're going to do. And if you get behind us, cool. If not, we still going to, you know, move forward with it. So
it's really the women in hip hop right now that are like really pushing the boundaries. They're the ones that are really pushing the culture forward right now. Because
you look at Beyonce, what she did with Lion is King. It's not for everybody, cool, but it still suits a certain demographic. Now you got Cardi and Megan. It's not for everybody, but it suits a certain demographic. You got your Rhapsodies, not for everybody, but it suits a certain demographic. You got your new chicks, Rico Nasty, you know, Flo Milli. It's not for everybody.
Shout out Rico Nasty, premiering her new song OnlyFans. Like I said a couple weeks ago, OnlyFans is the way if you're a content creator, get your money. And I told you that's the way.
Yeah.
Watch.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all doing things that suits their fan base. But all of these things are diverse. All of these things can, you know, come into one bubble and have diversity, which men sometimes lack. And sometimes niggas don't want to say it.
I don't even think it's that. I just think that men have already done, there's not many more barriers for men in rap.
Wait, okay, yeah, not lack. Okay, my fault.
You know
lack is not the best term to use. We've done those things. We've had our conscious, we've had our mainstream, we've had our superstars, we've had our lyrical.
For such a long time,
we've done all of that.
Women rappers were one thing.
Yeah.
And there was one person
and
at
it was
a time.
like competitive versus competing. Cardi was actually saying that, like, how for a while when she was growing up, like 6 through 8, there was no female rappers. And then like from like 07, I'm going to mess up the years, but basically in the Nicki era, she was saying like one rapper was able to dominate for so long.
Yeah.
And she said it was a good thing. It's like she can keep dominating. She didn't say Nicki by name, but it was kind of like assumed. But she was saying how like now she was naming off all these people and like talking about how like it's like a collaborative effort and women supporting women.
It's a blanket that they, you know, I think, not even a blanket, I think, you know, Cardi is putting her arm around a lot of these young girls from the Saweeties, you know, to the Flo Millis, to the Ricos, like putting her arm around him, like, yo, you know, Cash Doll and, you know, City Girls, yo, you a bad bitch, yo, you look good. And it's not even them trying to knock her off the pedestal because niggas just know what it is. Like Cardi is that, you know, that broad. But
a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah,
like
you know,
Cardi's the rising tide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for a long time, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of
it wasn't like when Nicki was doing this, it wasn't this.
There wasn't a whole lot of shit. And that's not even a knock against Nicki.
Yeah, Nicki was doing her thing for 10 years. Nigga, there's no knock, but
it's not a knock
now like
Nicki.
A wave of beautiful, talented young females have just hit the beach. And now you got the captain looking like, oh shit, like, yo, there's a bunch of these motherfuckers. Like, they all gotta come on my ship.
Yeah.
We all gotta get this money. Yeah. We all gotta have some fun. We all gotta, like, if someone is down, I'm gonna pick you up and put you, what she did with Megan. Like, Megan was down, Megan was going through her shit. And now Megan the talk of the town. And we knew Megan for what she was and how dope she was, but Cardi is the captain. And it's like, you can't really deny that shit. Cardi is really upholding the imagery of what, you know, a strong female team looks like. And that shit is fun as hell to fucking watch. So everyone who's uncomfortable about her sexuality and even how she speaks about politics, bro, like, we haven't seen this shit in a minute. Like, I can't remember maybe like Lauren that like spoke out and, you know, did stuff like this and she's just her, unapologetically her, while having a husband, while raising a daughter. Like, bro, like this
I can't remember the last time this was this many poppin' women in hip hop since like I would say probably like the late 90s.
No,
like,
we had
like there was Kim, Eve, Foxy, Lauren. I mean, we had Ladies Night. We had Angie Martinez on that shit. Like, MC Light, MC Light. Like, there was so many dope Queen Latifah, so many dope female MCs at one point, and a lot of them went on to do other things or just kind of fell off. But I can't remember the last time there was this many like women MCs
controlling the narrative.
Not even controlling the narrative.
Nah, I feel like they are.
I mean,
I just having like freedom to.
I just think that right now there's a point where men have done so much that it's kind of, to me, it's kind of fucking boring. Okay, there's not many barriers to break as a man in hip hop.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many barriers to break as a woman in hip hop.
Right.
There's so much uncharted territory just because for so long there was either one female rapper at a time, or they were pitted against each other, or some other bullshit.
Right.
Now, like we said, it's Cardi season. Invasion of Privacy, Grammy Award-winning album, fucking lexicon legend. Like, everybody knows this person's fucking vernacular. Like, changed pop culture forever. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. And she's just getting started. There's so much shit out there, and she has the presence of mind to be like, okay, in my moment, I'm not going to be that type of person that feels like I got to be on top and I can't collaborate with anybody. I can't fucking put nobody else on. I can't shout nobody out. I feel like Cardi's kind of doing the opposite of that. And that's not to say Nicki didn't do that. My thing is, there's been that weird fucking cloud over Nicki of negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Cardi thing. Not to say it's fair or foul, not whatever.
Yeah.
It's just what it has been. And Cardi smartly is taking advantage of that. And, you know,
Cardi looked at that situation and said, okay, I'm going to learn from this shit. I'm gonna look at what Nicki didn't do, or didn't have the chance to do, or didn't do correctly. And okay, cool, she did that, didn't do that, but I'm gonna do this. And I specifically cannot remember moments where Nicki was doing this. And if, you know, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember Nicki being this collective with other female artists.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Or
I mean,
if I'm wrong,
she's
let me know.
Definitely been supportive of female artists.
My
thing is, I don't remember her so much as being like, okay, I'm gonna put them on a song. I'm gonna do a song with, you know what I mean? I mean, she did the record with Motorsport with Cardi, but like that was kind of like,
I mean, like that was the tail end of what she was doing. But like Cardi Cardi pinnacle. Cardi is bringing and Cardi is supporting and Cardi is champion. Again, this is not us putting Cardi against Nicki. This is us being music fans and observing what we've seen over the past 7 to 8 years. And we're just observing, like, we do this with Hov, we do this with X, we do this with Drake, we do this with Wayne. Like, we've done this with all these niggas over the years. So this is not us attacking women artists, but it's just us observing, like, the shift in the paradigm of how women are communicating and how they're being observed in this industry. And like Cass said, there's nothing else, there's no other windows or ceilings to break for men.
Right.
And now we're looking at Cardi.
And it has nothing to do with women either.
It has nothing to do with women.
It has to do with, for the fact, it's the pure fact that there just hasn't been that much
camaraderie.
Not even a camaraderie. There's just not that much, there's not that much real estate. Like, okay.
I thought you was going somewhere
every
else.
time Nicki does something or Cardi does something, or I guess even Meg now does something, it's like, first female rapper to do blank. First female MC to do blank. First female artist to do blank. Like, it's 2020. Like, having the first female anything at 2020 is crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, when people ask, like, how do I feel about the culture? I feel like it's crazy that we got to the point where, you know, dudes are the ones clutching their pearls and be like, like they've become
it's crazy.
They've become the old white Republicans of our day.
Crazy.
Where, oh my God, I can't believe they're talking about people getting drive-by shootings.
Or the old men, like we're now, men in the industry in 2020 are the old men when a Frisbee went onto their yard, like, get off my yard with that paraphernalia. It's like, yo, it's a fucking Frisbee, bro. Like, shut up. It's wet ass pussy. My nigga, slobber my knob, back that thing up, freaky tails, some cut, freak a leak. I could go on and on and Uchi Wally. Bro, we can go on and on. Like, let these women, and we talked about this last week, and I don't want to harp too much on it, but it's like, yo, let them have their shit. They doing their thing.
We harped.
Yeah, we did hard. But we got some better points out there.
We got some points. But shout out to Nas, that new Hit Boy project coming out October 23rd.
Oh, yeah, 821.
Shout out to him.
But yeah, that's our view on the state of the culture. If that answers the question.
Chris the Cools, you got it.
What else we got, Jake?
What else?
That is about it for tonight. We can save some for next week. A quick shout out to Cori Bush for being Missouri's first Black Congresswoman. She was a long shot winner of the Democratic nomination of Missouri's first congressional district. So that's just a little bit of
shout out Cori Bush.
Good news.
What up, Cori Bush? Good news. Good news.
And then we got some quick hitters, but nothing that's really pressing. We had.
All right, let's do them quick then.
Come on, let's get them.
We'll leave them.
We'll leave them. We'll save them.
Right,
yes.
Cool.
All right, fuck it. Yeah. All right, y'all. This has been another episode of Say Less with Kaz and Lowkey. Yeah. My name is Kaz. That's Lowkey.
Yeah.
Jake's back there. Eddin on the tape. Make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/Kazim for a full episode of Say Less with Kaz and Lowkey. If you're on Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever the hell you listen to your podcast, thank you. Leave a comment, like, rate, subscribe, tell a friend. Join the Discord as well. Hit up the Instagram, Say Less with Kaz. My man Jake will get you that Discord information. So if you like talking about the podcast, it's popping in there now. A lot of people in there sharing conversations about conversations we have. So that's super tight. And if you want to be part of that convo, you can jump in. Make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/Kazim. Yeah. Make sure you leave comments. Make sure you fade. Up, like, rising up in the rankings. I want to be the number one. I want to get number fucking one at least one fucking time as we do this damn podcast. So shout out to all you guys. Shout out to everybody to continue to support Say Less. Shout out to What's the Sport. Shout out to Brother. And like we always do at this time, stay free, stay safe, and always say less.
And wear your fucking mask.
Thank you, Lo. I knew that was coming.